So hello friends, welcome to the second part of the video. So here I will be discussing the neoclassical approach of the theory of the management. So here the focus is shifted from the normal management to the human relations. Okay, so this theory was given by Elton Mayo, and for this theory a study was conducted in 1924 in Chicago. Okay, so it was known as Hawthorne studies. I don't know the pronunciation. I guess this is the pronunciation. So under Hawthorne studies, 4 experiments were conducted. Okay, the first was the illumination experiment. Under this experiment, the various employees were asked to work under various conditions. Okay, the condition was they had to work under normal illumination, normal lighting, and then they were asked to study under less intensity of light to see if that impacts their productivity, but there was no relation with the working conditions, so this experiment was dropped down. Then comes the relay room experiment, where a group of 6 girls, they were close friends, okay, besties sort of girls. So they were asked what they like about the organization and how it could the management can do better for the organization. So they were being watched, they were being supervised. Okay, they were being watched, supervised, their opinions were asked. So this resulted in the sense of belongingness. Okay, they felt a sense of belongingness, and this increased their productivity. So this was the relay room experiment. Then came the bank wiring experiment, in which a group of 14 employees were divided into different teams, and they were told that the team which will perform better will be rewarded, and but the experiment failed because the team didn't perform instead of the reward. Okay, why they didn't perform? Because there was a unity among the worker, and they feared that if they do more work, they will be given more target and more work. Okay, so they didn't perform the productivity didn't increase. Okay, didn't increase. Then comes the mass interview experiment, where 20,000 employees were interviewed, and they discussed the various things that influence their motivation and different things that motivate them to work. Okay, so this was conducted. So after these 4 experiments, Elton Mayo concluded some findings. Okay, so his findings were that social factors affect the output. Okay, social environment and social factors affect the output. The group influences the employees behavior. Okay, for instance, in bank wiring experiment, the group told that no, if you don't work harder, then you will be given more targets. So the teams performed equally, they never worked hard. Okay, so then there are informal groups in the organization, there is informal leader in the organization, then there should be a two-way communication in the organization. Okay, in the relay experiment, when girls felt the sense of belongingness, when they were asked, they weren't being supervised, then their productivity increased. So there should be a two-way communication in the and then the last finding was that the employees prefer non-economic rewards. Like in mass interview, people were asked, so they said that yes, they prefer non-economic rewards too. So this was the finding of the experiment: social output, group influence, informal organization, informal leadership, two-way communication, supervision, non-economic reward. Criticism: what was the criticism? Lack of scientific validity. Then all the finding was based on a small group, so there was overemphasis on group, and there was less focus on the work and more on the human approach to the management, and there was over stress on social psychological factors. So these are the criticisms of this theory. Then so we move to the modern theory, which in which comes the social system approach. Okay, so Chester Bernard wrote one book, The Function of Executive. So this became the basis for the social system approach theory. Okay, under this book we came to know about various factors. Okay, the first thing, organization is a social system. It concluded that organization is influenced by both external as well as internal factors. Okay, then there is cooperation among members, there is harmony between the goals of the organization and goal of the individual. External and internal factor means the outside government regulations or the market conditions. Those are the external factors, and internal factors are the internal profit and staffing and coordination, control among the organization. So then the contribution of this system is, it gave the concept of organization. Okay, so what is so according to this theory, organization is a formal group where 2 or more persons associate, where they are able to communicate, they are willing to contribute to the action, and they attempt to accomplish a common purpose. Okay, 3 things: able to communicate with each other, willing to contribute to the action, and attempt to accomplish a common purpose. Okay, then it talked about the elements of organization. That is, organization is a system of functionalization. Okay, where a people is specialized in in doing certain functions, so there is a system of functionalization. Then it is a system of effective and efficient incentives. Okay, it's a system of power, where a senior will be leading the group of juniors. Okay, it is a system of logical decision making. Then comes the informal groups. It laid the fact that organization has informal groups. Then came the acceptance theory. Okay, so acceptance theory talks about that a worker will obey your order. Why? So he will fulfill your order only the order satisfies certain conditions, which is, first, it is understood by the worker. Okay, the order is laid down in such a way that it's easily understood by the worker. The order is in line with organization goals. Then the order is compatible with the personal values and principles of the employee. Okay, if the employee is asked to do something illegal or something against the law, then he will of course avoid this. Okay, or against his principles, then he will of course avoid this. And the fourth is the employee is mentally and physically fit to comply with the order. Then in that condition, the order will be fulfilled, and this is known as acceptance theory. Okay, then the other point is that this talked about motivation is motivation comes from non-financial things, incentives too, like opportunity, power, pleasant organization. And it talked about organizational equilibrium, that is which depends on the individuals working in it. If they are happy with the organization and changes in the society, then the organization will function properly. Okay, now let's solve one PYQ. Okay, I have given one PYQ here. So it's which of the following theory suggests making communication so see, since we read that hierarchy is associated with bureaucratic theory, it talks about hierarchy, rules, laws. So the answer will be C. Okay. With this, we completed our first chapter. So bye.